Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Hello. Good morning. I'm Chris Mackey. I'm with the North Carolina Restaurant and Lodging Association. It's great to see everybody. I've got some partners here with us this morning from Google and from Visit North Carolina, and we'll get started here in just a minute. We've got a lot of folks registered, so we're just going to give people a second. I certainly see some familiar faces and names. And I'm looking forward to, and I think you guys will too, talking to this esteemed group of experts about maximizing your Google business profile. So just hold on for a second while we get everybody into this webinar. And just so everybody knows, we're recording this so that folks who weren't able to join us will be able to watch this during their free time. Morning, everyone. Just glad to see so many people joining us. We'll get started in just one more minute. Just waiting for some folks to join our Maximizing Your Google Business Profile webinar. Great to see so many people on a chilly morning here in North Carolina. Heidi Bellato, hope you've got your coffee. See you've joined us. Neha, good morning. Good to see you too. Hang on, I'm going to shut my door. All right. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us. We're going to go ahead and get started here today. I'm Chris Mackey. I am the Vice President of Communications and Business Strategy here for the North Carolina Restaurant and Lodging Association. And with me, I've got some esteemed colleagues that you will enjoy getting the opportunity to talk to here in a second. I've got a couple of teams, a couple of folks on my team that have joined me. Inez Nicholson is here, and Nate Roberts are both part of the communications team here at the North Carolina Restaurant and Lodging Association. So a big good morning to them. As folks continue to join us, I just want to remind you all to hopefully mute unless you've got a question, and then we're happy to take questions. We'll do the presentation, and then we have definitely left some time for Q&A at the end. And sort of one more reminder before we get started. This is being recorded so that folks who weren't able to join us for the live session will be able to see it later. So I introduced myself. I'll just I'm just going to make one more commercial for the Restaurant and Lodging Association. One of the things that we have been working on for our restaurants and hotels here across the state is we know there's a lot of issues that you have, none probably bigger than labor. And I'll do a quick little commercial for our Serving Careers website. If you haven't had the opportunity to see it, am I sharing my screen, folks, or not?
You are.
Okay, so great. I just wanted to share Serving Careers with you. We have been working very hard with hotels and restaurants across the state on a campaign to help with labor. One of the things that we know for sure is if we go to our Serving Careers site today, if you look here, am I still sharing my screen? 19,000 jobs available in the hospitality industry. And so what we have done is got a federal grant and have put some advertising money around the opportunity to get people share success stories in the hospitality industry and jumpstart people's careers and feature live jobs that are open for people to take in the industry. We're sharing news and events, and we have a lot of information for business owners on this site. So I share that with you. If you haven't seen it, please take the time to stop by Serving Careers and see what the North Carolina Restaurant and Lodging Association has been up to for the last year. I say all that, and now I want to turn this over to the reason that we came here today was to talk about your ability to maximize your Google business profile. And I'm going to turn it over to Scott Peacock and from Visit NC. He came to us with a great idea and a partnership for this webinar today. So I'll kick it over to Scott and let him tell you a little bit about how we got this started.
Yeah, thanks so much, Chris. Glad to see everybody. And for those that don't know us, Visit North Carolina is the State Tourism Office. We're part of the Economic Development Partnership of North Carolina, which oversees business development, business recruitment, small business startups, tourism, and film for the state of North Carolina, as well as exports. And we are a long-standing partner with NCRLA. Our most recent really huge effort was helping to get everybody in the industry through the pandemic with our Count on Me NC program. So you might be familiar with us in that regard. I was out recently traveling for work and had a chance to meet with our presenter today, Farah from Google, and kind of talked about how we could work more closely together to get the hospitality industry a little more engaged with their Google business profiles and all the different things that Google offers to restaurants, hotels, and any business for that matter for free. And that was sort of the impetus and the jump off point for this. And so I immediately thought of NCRLA and said, I think we should partner with them on this one to kind of bring this topic to light. And so I just was excited for the opportunity to kind of co-share this opportunity. We will record this, as Chris said, and have it available on both NCRLA's website as well as on Visit NC's partner website. So for those that couldn't make it, it'll always be there on demand. And we have a couple of other ideas of how we can make some of this content live on, hoping for some good dialogue and Q&A. But the person that I met with at Google is the person that's here with us today, and her name is Farah. And she's an amazing individual that really, truly deeply cares about businesses being able to better utilize their Google profile. There's a lot of changes that I was being explained by her that have been made to the profile and opportunities that maybe a lot of business owners don't know about that are low-hanging fruit that kind of help bring them into what people are most searching for today to help get them to your business to find it more quickly. So I'm going to let it go and hand it over to Farah now to kind of take us from here, but just want to say hello and thanks.
Yeah, totally. Thanks, Scott. Thanks, Chris. Hi, everyone. Nice to meet you. Let me just get set up 1 second. I'm really happy to be here. It's been awesome working with the teams just to get to this point, and I hope that you all find this helpful. As we said, happy to answer questions. I'll give a little more about my background so you know what questions I can answer and which ones might not be able to, but can try. So we're all here to get the most out of our business profiles. Again, appreciate the partnership and glad you all made it. Like I said, my name is Farah. This is my email address. This is, I'd say, a solid piece of information if you want to jot down. If you have questions afterwards, I'm always here to help. But I'm based in San Francisco. Today, I'm actually in Los Angeles, but have been to North Carolina a handful of times, love it there, and hope to get back soon. So wanted to kind of ground us in the scale of what we're talking about. So from most online experiences are starting with a search, picking up your phone and opening your browser on your computer. Either you're going straight to where you think you want to go, or the majority of the time you need to start with a search. So we know that 1 billion people are shopping across Google more than 1 billion times a day. And today we're going to talk about how you can get your business in front of all of these searches. So I just said that 1 billion people are searching, and as Google continues to get better at answering questions, inherently more questions are asked, and the raw number of searches is continuing to grow. This next statistic I'm going to share with you truly is mind-boggling to me, and maybe you as well, but I think it's truly amazing that 15% of all daily Google searches have never been done before. Like, what? That's crazy. There's billions of people searching. Google is over 25 years old, and this percent of searches each day are brand new. So we need to constantly evolve and be able to answer all of these user questions that are coming in. So many of these searches are customers nearby that are looking for businesses like you. This is a type of search that I know is growing. We've seen 4 times more searches globally for open now near me compared to last year. So people are going to search and looking for your business. And so making sure that you give them the right information, that you're up to date is going to be critically important. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. But the open near me really I use all the time of like, what's a restaurant near me or a haircut near me or what hotel is in this area that I want to stay in. So I'm sure you use it as well. But knowing that that's really growing is something to keep in mind. So the Google business profile kind of lets you be in front of your customers with all these searches that are happening. You can show them where you are, who you are, what you do, what you have to offer. It helps you stand out. It helps you connect with them, connect with new customers, and then hopefully keep them coming back. So I didn't mention this at the beginning, but I focus on Google travel products mainly. So when I think about the business profile, I first think about it through the lens of a traveler, but I also now think about it through the lens of a local. So someone could be living in your city and also looking for your business. And so it's not exclusive to the traveler, but there are things that maybe a traveler might be looking for versus what a local might be looking for. So keeping that in mind as you're updating and adding your content is super helpful. So today we're going to cover kind of the 5 most important tactics to help you keep your business profile more discoverable, help it stand out, and then ultimately grow your business. So let's just get started. The first tactic, like I said, is be there where the customers are looking for you. So this is really as it relates to search and making sure that you are discoverable. So making sure that your information is accurate so that the users can find you when they're searching is what this is all about. The business profile, like I said, I'm sure a lot of you have one or it's already created and maybe you still need to verify it and get moving on it. But this is what is found on Google search results and also maps at this point in time. And we're starting to do some experiments. Maybe you'll see on YouTube where they're also popping up there. So this is really like a very core place to have your business listed. So like I briefly mentioned, claiming and verifying your business is really where we need to start. So your business profile page is kind of your home on Google, and the information you put here shows up across Google services. So that's maps, that's search, that's potentially YouTube, or any other experiences that our team is creating for the future. For those who are claiming or verifying your business, this is maybe what Scott was talking about. We put into place some new features so that the process can be a little smoother. If you're familiar and had to verify your business with a postcard, those days have evolved. So you can also include email and SMS, calling, and video options as well to verify your business. So we recognize there's still challenges there, but are exploring ways to make that easier. We really need and love, and it's actually just critical that you claim and verify your business so that not verified people, anyone, kind of like Wikipedia, could go and edit the information. But when there's a sole owner, the rightful owner, then they the hours and the website and things like that. This also really helps prevent fraud, which is something that we're always trying to minimize, of course. And then secondly, once you've updated or claimed and verified your business, adding all their business information. Kind of before we were even jumping on, Chris was telling me that she was in the Outer Banks and going to some restaurants and the business hours were not updated. She thought it was going to be open and it was not. This is one thing I think as a user is so important. Like they really trust this business profile. And so keeping it up to date and adding all your correct information is critical. We know that businesses, if they do anything in their business profile, it's update hours and respond to reviews. So definitely keep doing that. But there's a whole host of other things that you can be doing with it that we'll go into. So this is just a reminder why it's so important to keep it updated. So not just that basic information, but a little bit more is really helpful. As these stats show, I won't read through all of them, but users and customers respond to rich and accurate and up-to-date information, and it really can drive them to your business. The one that I look at the most is like more direction requests with businesses with photos. Like this is a new one that I feel like hadn't had that as much attention in the past, but like a rich photo library and now also video library on your business profile is super helpful and actually drives literal traffic, like people getting in their car or walking or biking to your business. So keep that up and keep it updated. And then definitely make sure to, again, to have the hours and have complete profiles. So this is like how you actually do it. If you're unfamiliar, just wanted to take a beat and make sure that everyone was kind of like on the same page on what we're talking about here. But this is where you go and find your business and where you can edit your business. This is also where you can respond to reviews and your messages. You could also find it via Google Maps, but this is at its most basic if anyone was unfamiliar. Okay, so this next section is about being relevant and showcasing what makes you and your business unique, especially as I was mentioning before, these new searches are coming onto the scene and searches are getting much more specific. Like people are looking for very specific things. I recognize there's like a handful of different businesses in the room, so I'm going to talk about a couple of different categories. But if there's specific questions about something in particular, we can go more in depth. I also mentioned to the team that we can send out a one-pager specifically for the restaurants in the room. I'll talk about restaurants, but I had more information I can also share. Okay, so what do you need to stand out is the question. You need to highlight what makes you special. Make sure that you list kind of all the things that you do offer. This is helpful, right, for the customer. Of course, they're always looking at your business profile, but also for customers who are searching. If your business profile doesn't tell us at Google, then we aren't then able to showcase it back to the users as they're searching. So if your restaurant is really known for your cocktails, then maybe like tell us about them. So if users are looking for spicy margaritas, that we can showcase that your business has these. As we talked about earlier a little bit, Google's search experience is becoming like more visually forward. So these photos and videos are becoming even more important and tell the story really of your business. And it's worthwhile to really make those great. So as you're trying to stand out, the photos and the videos that you choose are going to help do that. So it doesn't really matter like what kind of business you are. In this example, obviously a hotel, imagery really matters. Travelers want to see pictures of the rooms, the lobby, the restaurants, the pool, the amenities. But even if you're an insurance company, having a picture of the outside of your business so that a new user, when they're arriving, kind of has a point of reference, that's super helpful as well. We also know that people always want to see beautiful pictures of food. The phone eats first when you're taking pictures of your food. And restaurants, this is critical. But as I wanted to kind of point out on this mock-up for restaurants in specific, some and having good photos. So you know that the numbers on the left kind of motivate you, but on the right, as you now see, there's like new mosaic that we've recently launched. So this is taking all of the pictures that are already part of the business profile, pictures and videos, as you see as we kind of cycle through. There's videos kind of scattered in, and we call this the mosaic. So as someone is searching, they can get a pretty good idea of what this pasta restaurant is going to have to offer, or this coffee shop has. So encouraging your guests to upload photos, but also you as a business owner have a lot of control over this. If you're taking a bunch of photos for maybe a social channel, you can also upload them to your Google Business Profile, photos and videos, so that they live here and fuel some of these experiences. So it doesn't really matter what business you're in. Again, the photos and videos, as I was kind of saying with that insurance example, it helps. And these attributes also are critical across the category. So telling us kind of what you have to offer. It's going to be like a product list, or if you are a attraction and have tickets, showing the ticketing options. So you know your businesses better than we do. Just showcase really what matters. Okay, so you've inspired your customers to visit your business, and now they're ready to like actually take the action. How can we help you facilitate that action? So Google has many tools across many different business categories to help users take actions with their business. I won't list them all, but I'll share some examples. So here are some for like appointments. If it's a fitness class or hair salon, I'll now go into also restaurants and hotels. So for hotels, we focus on helping users find availability and showing accurate rates. Like that is really a main goal of ours. And so, as Scott was mentioning at the beginning, all of these are through free tools. So I should have probably emphasized that at the beginning. The Google Business Profile is free. Updating your photos and videos is free. These booking link options, those are totally free. So we at Google are building product experiences that are helping you, hopefully as a merchant, get more bookings and not paying any other fees really for a middleman. Absolutely not. So this free booking links is one of our more recent launches. It happened during the pandemic. We wanted to make sure that as we were rebounding, hotels were getting the customer going straight to them. So these are the free booking links. You can see in this mock-up on the right-hand side. Ads still exist totally, but then underneath the ads, you can showcase all the options, and those are the free booking links exist. So in this made up hotel example, the Barrow Hotel has an ad running for their rates, but then they also have the free option, and it shows here next to the name of the hotel the official site. So this is because this profile has been verified, and then the rates are through a connectivity partner, so we know that they are accurate and coming from the official source. So this is something that we've heard from hoteliers across the world that has been a great use for their time and for their business, so that they actually get the direct booking, so that they own the customer experience, and then they're able to showcase their business kind of as they wish. So this is the big thing I'd say for being able to like actually help users take action and help you as a business get more customers. If there's any questions on business profile, I can not business profile, on free booking links, I can point you towards more resources there. So say that to them and let me know. Okay, and then for restaurants, we know that this is really where this rich, beautiful content really matters. 82% of people buy a dish because of how it looks in the picture. And so we have created new experiences specifically for restaurants that help make this easier. So you can see some of the highlights here on the screen, but the menu photos and dish photos is one of the big launches, I'd say. So now you can go in and actually upload content and photos for each of your menu items, along with some of those attributes. So if someone was searching for vegan dishes near me, this restaurant would populate because we at Google will know that these banana chips are vegan. To understand your menu before they show up allows them to make a decision where they're going to go. We also help customers make reservations for your restaurants with Reserve with Google. Again, these are just via integrations that we have with partners like OpenTable or Resi. So if you're already using those, you can have one of these buttons on your Google Business Profile to help it make it easier for someone who's actually maybe on the map and zooming and be like, okay, great, let's see if this restaurant's available in the next couple of hours. Book, done, we're going to be there, get directions and go. So adding the photos here, critical. A little bit more about some of those newer experiences we have. So 40% of people already have a dish in mind when they search for food. So this is when someone's saying dumplings near me or pizza near me. And this is what we we're talking to at the beginning, knowing that those kind of searches really are up this year, being able to speak to those customers about those specific dishes is really helpful. So we've created this new search experience. We call it dish search, which is kind of tough to say. But with dish search, you can really see what's nearby, and then you can seamlessly go from kind of discovery to action if they have perhaps an ordering integration already done, or if you have reservations already done for dine-in. So this is just one of the many kind of new features that are out there. And then if we have any attractions in the room, we also have the ability for you to manage your business in a new way, which is adding ticketing to your business profile. So someone wants to actually purchase their ticket for this museum, now that is an option. So if you haven't kind of explored this, I also can kind of point you towards where you can learn more information. I don't know how many attractions are actually in the room, but I know it's mainly hotels and restaurants. So we'll keep moving.
Keep in mind, this lives forever on the Visit NC site and on the NCRLA site. So we might get some attractions.
True. Okay,
Right?
great point.
All right. Yeah.
Okay, so might as well talk a little bit about it.
I was gonna say, yeah, please, because we'll make sure to get it out to our attraction members, even if they're not here. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. I will go back to it. So with attractions, previously you were able to kind of integrate with an integration partner if you're using one of like the big ones in order to like Get Your Guide, for example. Get Your Guide can give us their information. But now we've also allowed for the merchant themselves to be able to post and manage their ticketing. So they can go in and their business profile and add the different types, and then the user can kind of check out on the official site again. So having that official site, I think, adds so much weight, and we see that users click on that official site much more than they would any other because we're telling them it's trustworthy since it is the official site. So that kind of goes back to all of the making sure it's verified and making sure that you have all your correct and like official information there. But yes, this is a new thing that we've added. I see questions are coming in. Can attraction be an event as well? So I think you're talking like, oh, we have tickets to be sold to like the Nutcracker, maybe like that sort of idea. Yes, it could, but it's not as sophisticated for like seats. So like if you are selling tickets that maybe have dynamic pricing for a specific, oh, like a wine dinner. What does that mean? Tell me more about that.
Like a wine, like a special wine dinner at a restaurant, or yeah.
Got it. Like a little pop-up, perhaps, or something. So that's typically done through, actually, this is actually a great point. We're currently building experiences to be more helpful to something like this. So this is not typically how the attractions would be used because it is built for actual attractions. So since your business profile would be categorized as more of a restaurant, these features wouldn't be applicable. But that's hopefully going to change in the future as we're building some new things.
But if you were, I'll just add one more layer to it and see if I've got this right. If you were a restaurant, could you put something on your profile about a special event that?
Yes, definitely mentioning about the special event, no doubt. I'll talk a little bit more about that.
Okay.
But actually selling like tickets to it is a little tough at this moment.
Okay.
Yes, you can store as long as you're kind of servicing a certain area. We know like plumbers are a good example of this. Like they don't necessarily have a brick and mortar, but they service an area. So if you're doing pop-ups and want to sell tickets for that pop-up, yes, you can do that.
Yeah, so we've got a question about online presence there that Farah was responding to with like a pop-up.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay. Back to this. Thanks for the questions. I appreciate it.
Yeah, these are great questions. So keep it up. And we'll have some time at the end too for questions and answers. But you can put them in the chat or we're happy to take them when we get done here.
For sure. Okay, so this next section is about engagement. So I'm sure as you all interact with your customers every day, that sort of engagement is key in the customer service. So many businesses have historically engaged by responding to reviews. Like I mentioned at the beginning, this is fantastic. Please continue to do so. In many cases, users want to also engage in different ways. So we have the call button, obviously, the action links that we kind of just reviewed. And now some businesses, there are kind of customer support processes in place. Others want to get a phone call or maybe like a request for a quote, but businesses, perhaps like restaurants, staff is very busy. And so fielding phone calls or having that sort of incremental communication during peak dining hours can be tough. So we offer a number of different ways to engage depending what works best for you and your business. You can connect with your customers directly within GBP via FAQs or responding to reviews. So if you see a big pattern, maybe making an FAQ for that might be helpful. And you can even create a short link for your GBP and, of course, encourage diners to leave a review. So that's kind of one way to do it. Another is through like business messaging. So if you don't want to actually get on the phone call with anyone, I use this messaging a lot when I'm inquiring about reservations or appointments. So I feel like this is not overutilized, but totally an option if something that you wanted. And then, of course, reviews. I feel like everyone's kind of well versed there. And then use business posts to keep customers up to date on events and deals. So this is maybe a great way for that example for if you have a special dinner, perhaps, or maybe something for a holiday, you can post that here. So we see as people are starting to kind of utilize these business posts, it's like an excellent way to let them know events, deals. They can show up in multiple places across Google. You might now notice we're running some experiments where they're populating in different ways. Maybe part of that mosaic is one example. Another, if you haven't seen it, with another new feature that brings together reviews, the voices, and the posts. We're trying to help inspire users to visit locations near them that they previously haven't been. So on the right, you can see this is showing up on like the search results page as an option of a local post. Hey, we're doing 20% off desserts this weekend only. Check it out. So this is what you can utilize that local posts idea for. Okay, and then this last section, finally, we've come to our last tactic. And then if you have questions, I'm happy to take them, which is the being able to track your performance and leveraging the insights to drive those actions. So you've done all this work to update your business profile, you're standing out, you're adding photos and videos, you're having your dish menus, you are making sure you're responding to reviews and have opening hours, and you're doing everything you can. But what did it get you is probably the question. Like, is it worth the ROI? What do you need to continue to do? What do you need to do differently? So you can all do that for free as part of these insights panels. So insights lets you immediately see how many customers have viewed your profile and connected with your business on Google, get a deeper understanding of how customers find you and what action they've taken afterwards. Within your business profile, you can see metrics like, of course, searches, number of views on your profile, a bunch of others as you can see on the right. And then for searches, you can see what customers are interested in and what they're using to actually find your profile, and then perhaps maybe use that as part of your marketing strategy. So did you see maybe that user searching for salmon and that's really what's driving them to your restaurant? Maybe start featuring more of the salmon dishes or add more videos or pictures of your salmon dishes to continue to help your growth and decline in menu interactions. And you can also then see if you can grow the interactions by making your menus richer with more photos and more attributes like vegan or spicy. And then lastly, if you end up having an integration with a booking agent like OpenTable or one of the restaurant ones or Orders, you can see the value of the booking and ordering made via your business profile and see what percent of your total revenue that makes up. So that can be super interesting as well. But I think using these metrics in like a new and unique way. I think the one that I already mentioned, but want to double down on is if you are really pushing one message, but you see that the searches that are leading people to your business are different than that message, really trying to find that overlap and perhaps leaning into it can open your eyes to some ways that people are finding you that you never really expected. Or maybe you then need to change your strategy if they're not, if what you're wanting to land isn't. So using these business profile insights, I think is like a treasure trove of information. I think they're super interesting. I know it takes time to dig through them, but we try and make them as easy to digest as possible, and have these nice dashboards for you to be able to do so. So definitely utilize. And that's the end. So just to recap, being there where your customers are looking for you. So making sure that your business profile is verified and claimed and has the right information. Being relevant by showcasing your offerings, which is making sure that you have attributes and what really makes you special and unique is shown. Being ready when customers are looking to take action, which is integrating if you have any of the reservations or booking or your free booking links for hotels, having all those options. Being engaged with your customers, which is interacting with them over reviews or chat or making sure that you're available for calls. And then lastly, leveraging all the insights, just learning more about your customer and who's actually showing up and being able to tailor more of your strategy towards them. So thanks so much. Really appreciate all the time. I think hopefully you learned something new, and we'll definitely send out some more information to help this kind of land even more. Especially, like I mentioned, we have that one pager for restaurants. We have more for hotels as well. So I'll kind of funnel them through Chris and Scott, and they'll make sure that everyone gets them. So thank you, and we can take questions.
Terrific. Thank you so much, Farah, for taking the time. Questions were flying in while you were speaking. I think people had some great ideas. I think one of the questions was around claiming your business profile. And is there a way for you to just talk about, making sure that you're verified? And we have one question that they attempted to claim their business profile, but they've been denied. Do you know of a way that they can work through that process if they haven't claimed their business profile yet?
Yeah, interesting. It's probably tough to talk about individual circumstances, but
Right.
there definitely is the ability to kind of like get support if you feel like you should have gotten approved and you didn't. Utilizing maybe a different method than you did before. If you maybe did text, maybe try and do the postcard option is just one thought I have off the top of my head. But verifying your business is kind of, like I said, super important. So making sure that you're getting that support and able to do so. But in order to do it, you would see that your business is unclaimed. It would give you the option. It would say, claim this business if it's not claimed yet. So maybe start by just searching for your business on Google, see what it looks like. It would show if it was claimed or not, and then go from there.
Terrific. And then a couple of questions that are sort of related around businesses, that they're not necessarily brick and mortar or they're a private club. Is there a way for them to, if they're going to do pop-ups or if they're going to best practices for somebody who's not necessarily one of these traditional businesses, but is there a way for them to talk about their business as part of the profile that could elevate the opportunities for when people search for them?
Yeah. So if you're a private club, I feel like what I would recommend, and this is just a bit of my personal opinion, is like a lot of what we do is like latitude and longitude, like drop your pin. So you can say like, describe what your business is. You can say like members only club, not open to the public, but you can still include your hours. So there's ways for you to be able to articulate kind of what your business is without making it open for everyone to arrive. And then, yeah, you don't need a brick and mortar like facility in order to have a business profile. Just appropriately needs to be servicing that area, like I mentioned earlier with like that plumber example or electrician example, where if you want to be discoverable in a certain range, then yes, you can create a business profile for your business.
And then related to that, is that, and this can be quick, is there a way that they can do a ticket feature with you as part of that?
Yeah, there should be, depending on kind of what exactly they are ticketing for, XYZ, but generally, yes. If maybe it's like a Kris Kringle market and it's like a Christmas market and you have a ticket for that, then yes, like we have that capability, even if it's like a seasonal business.
And then we've got a restaurateur that was looking at her profile and noticed that her food photos don't match the item. And is there a way for her to correct that? And she's currently using Toast as her POS.
Yeah, so there is some integrations that we have with some like the POS systems. If it is incorrect in Toast and that same like incorrect image is showcasing on your business profile, definitely start there. But if you were manually updating them in your business profile, you should be able to like reconfigure your menu dish photos within your business profile along with the attributes and the description. So if you're doing it manually, go to your business profile. If you're using Toast as that integration partner, start with Toast and then check your business profile.
Great advice. We've got a question about somebody who was using Google My Business, but that app is no longer working.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like her business is on Google Maps, but it doesn't look like it's under her business anymore. Any thoughts about that?
So the Google My Business was previously what we now discuss as Google Business Profile. So that app does not work anymore, but you should still be able to manage your business kind of through those ways that I showed on the screenshots, either via browser or like via search or via maps. You can still log in and kind of claim the basis and that whole thing. So if you are seeing your business still on maps, but maybe now it's unclaimed, or I don't know exactly what your situation is, but what I can tell you is Google My Business is now Google Business Profile. So that's why your app is not working.
That's really helpful. Thank you for that. We have a question from somebody who has one just individual rental cabin, and they want to know if they can create their own profile.
So I need to have a big sign for my rental place. You can have a business profile, yes, but you wouldn't be able to like do any booking through Google for just an individual property in that way. But if you wanted to make a listing so that it's easy to send directions, for example, that could be possible. Another way to do that, though, without making a full profile for it, would just be able to send kind of like a Google Maps pin. So I don't know if you necessarily want to go that full business profile route for just a single cabin, because you want to be able to do those features like you can with a full-blown hotel, which is like room booking and things like that. So if you are part of maybe like a larger property management rental, like a vacation rental setup, then they have some capabilities, but at the individual level, no.
Terrific, thank you. And then we've got some more bigger picture or bigger questions around multiple businesses, I guess I would say. We got a person who manages various Google business profiles for clients. And they've had really different outcomes when trying to verify the accounts. Some have been really easy or a breeze to get approved, whereas others tend to be a much longer process, even though they follow their requirements. Any advice on securing and mitigating being disapproved beyond the standard measures?
I don't have any incremental advice. I feel like as long as you're going through the process, you're doing everything that you can.
Terrific. We lost you a little bit there.
Yeah,
And then yeah, you cut out just for a second. So could you just repeat that?
Yeah, I was just saying that if you're going through the appropriate steps and kind of like following the requirements, there's no additional advice I have.
Okay.
Kind of keep it up, but yeah, sorry, nothing more.
Okay. And then like franchise hotels like La Quinta differentiate themselves when they're in the same market on Google. Is there any tips to drive more business when you've got things like that happening?
I feel like the one thing I would say there is yes, franchises inherently have standardization, but they also have some unique features as well. So I would just say for each individual property, continue to showcase what maybe makes you different than the one down the street. But beyond that, no other recommendation.
In that same vein, and I'm sure a lot of people have questions about this, is it true that the more often you interact with your Google profile and respond to reviews, you get placed higher up in the search results?
Wow,
Is that the
always
secret?
asking the hard questions.
Is that the
So
secret?
I have,
Yeah.
yeah, no comment on like the big search algorithm black hole. Like, no, but what I would say is if you are someone who is consistently updating your business profile or answering reviews, you're just giving more information about your restaurant or establishment or hotel. And so that more information helps us answer more questions. And so if you're saying thank you to every single one, like that's different than if you're saying thank you. Yes, we have a mini fridge in each room. Like then now we know you have a mini fridge in each room. So I think you should think about it more of keeping your information up to date than it is about like checking a box in order to, drive perhaps something or nothing. So just keeping it updated and adding more info, I think is the best thing you can do.
Well, this has all been really good information. Thank you much, Farah and Scott, for being a part of this. And thank you to all of you who have joined us. I don't see any more questions in the chat. But we're happy. Scott, you want to run through maybe our next steps, and Farah, where we go from here? And Scott, you're on mute. Still on mute.
There we go. Sorry.
There you go.
Could not find my cursor. Apologies. Yeah, so a couple of thoughts. We'll have the recording of this up on our partners YouTube page, and we'll make sure to push that out in our news link email that goes out every Thursday. So it'll go out next week. We can also, on our partners website, which is partners.visitnc.com, we can add the PDF that Farah referenced as well, specific to restaurants to take a look at. And then we're working on developing a web page that will have the advice for all businesses on it as well. And once that is live on our partners site, we can also reach back out through Chris and NCRLA to share that with everybody as well. So that's kind of what we're going to do on our end to kind of make sure that this recording and the knowledge from it is shared back out.
And like Scott said, I'll share with you all. We'll send the information out in our newsletter, certainly as a follow-up to everybody that has registered for the call today. So you guys will get more information. And then Farah, any follow-up? What should we do next?
Yeah, today's a great day. It's early in the day. Add in some more photos and videos. I feel like if you're doing one thing that's like a fast, easy thing to do, open your camera roll, upload to your business profile. If it's already claimed and verified, if it's not, get working on that. Go to a support channel if you need some support on getting your business profile verified. But if you're up and running, add more info, continue to do a great job. I know this holiday season is really busy for a lot of you, so just making it easier for people to find you, I'm sure will be great. But good luck, and thanks again for having me. I really appreciate it. It's been great working with you, and hopefully we'll do it again soon.
And Chris, if I could add real quick, I forgot to mention, for our DMO partners that are on the call, we're going to be having a session at our upcoming Visit NC Tourism Conference in March in Greenville with Google to talk specifically about how DMOs can partner more closely with Google travel products as well. So there's a little plug for the upcoming conference for those that would like to attend. So Farah might be there, or it might be one of her colleagues. I'm pulling her teeth to get her to come, but we'll definitely have a Google representative there to kind of have a keynote session for 30 minutes on how we can work as DMOs better. So
Terrific. Well, thank you, everybody, and happy holidays to everybody. I know it's a busy season for you all, so thank you for taking the time to join us. We really appreciate it, and we look forward to doing, this and more. So if you guys have got ideas for things you want to hear about, please just let us know. You can email me or Scott or Farah, and we will do our best to keep everybody in the know. All right, everybody have a
Thank
great day.
you.
Thanks,
Thank you,
everyone.
everyone.